All right, folks, welcome back to McFly's Tuesday night. Appreciate you guys coming and making this part of your week. I'm Andrew, I'm the host of the show, and I've got a longtime friend with me. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Keegan McInroe.
I was expecting you would at least have some canned applause there for me.
Oh,
Make it seem like a really big deal.
We like authentic, you know? We're big on authenticity.
I typically am as well. I guess I should embrace that.
You know, I was talking to somebody about this today, but with the popularity of AI and how everything is fake, I was showing Maggie over there a video of some horses and a gorilla and a zebra jumping off the high dive at the Olympics. Yeah. And the only reason it doesn't look real is because it's so crazy, but it legit looked 100% real. So anyway, the reason I bring that up is I think that in this new day and age of artificial everything, the authenticity is going to go a long ways.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Authenticity always goes a long way. I was just messing around, but yeah, we're in a brave and not very brave, an unbrave new world.
Well, musicians and movie makers and everybody else is going to be utilizing this new amazing tool. I mean, AI is incredible. You can literally get just speech to text, give it a prompt, and have it work out all your problems.
I know. I will not do it.
Good. I hope you don't.
I've not done it yet, and I don't plan to. But I know that it's – somebody asked me the other day, so you're against AI? And I was like, there's nothing to be against. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's like, are you against, freeways?
Yeah.
I hate them. But I mean, or tollways, what I really hate. I'm against them. Yeah. But what good does it do to be against it? It's happening. So I think that's the same thing. I'm a little funny in my ears with my voice. I don't know if my voice is low or I'm just like, maybe that's it.
More or less?
Maybe just a hair more. Because I'm kind of hearing myself as like in a...
You're going to get just a little bit of echo because of that speaker.
Okay, but that's a little better. That rounded me out. Maybe.
That's what I was complaining about a minute ago, is because we've been using a smaller speaker and it worked great. Like, it just didn't get any feedback. But this monster Mackie Thump, not ideal for this. I was hoping positioning it differently this week would help with some of that feedback, and I think it did. But
so this is our camera here. We're on.
Yep,
here?
You're on. You're on live on our little GoPro.
Oh, we're live.
Well, we're not live.
Oh, okay.
We're kind of live-ish.
I could have posted about this.
We're about as live as you get on Fort Worth Roots.
Well, I mean, considering we were just talking about AI, where it's never live. This is something.
Yeah.
We are currently
alive. Here, and you can be part of the fun every Tuesday. So that's something.
That is something. This is such a cool bar.
Yeah, I love McFly's.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
It's unique, and that's as far as authenticity goes, you don't get anything. It can't get more unique than this.
Yeah, it's I'd never even heard of a Back to the Future theme bar.
Yeah,
I've been in several Big Lebowski theme bars.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get the shirt?
I didn't get the shirt. I don't know that there must have been a shirt. To be honest, I wasn't looking. The main one that I've frequented is in Dresden, in Germany.
Oh, okay.
And
a lot of dude supporters over there.
There's a lot of White Russian drinkers.
Enough said, sir.
They have a little TV above the bar, and it just plays the Big Lebowski 24/7 on loop, and it's amazing. And then there's been several others. I'd have to think about where they were. I think one was in Prague.
Do they all have
Maybe
little bowling alleys?
No, unfortunately not.
You would think that if it's going to be a Big Lebowski bar, it's got to have like a lane or two.
Yeah, they do have Lebowski bowling paraphernalia, of course.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But anyway, this is a great bar. Love McFly's.
I got to ask you about that because I was telling them earlier, talking about Jacoby and Maggie, before you got here. You spend a lot of time overseas, man. That's the impression that I have, because every time I look up, you're traveling somewhere.
I love to travel. It's one of my, and music is such a great vehicle for that. You get into a place and you're working, so you meet the people that booked you, the bartenders, the people that come to see it that are local. Immediately kind of get plugged in socially, to the city. So it's a great way to travel, and I love to travel. And I studied in London for a semester when I was in college, when I was at uni, And I had been over once before, but I just really fell in love with it. I had class on Tuesday and Wednesdays, and then I would just travel Wednesday night through Monday afternoon, somewhere around on the continent probably, and
just get on the train and go,
or a plane or whatever, And anyway, just really, really fell in love with it, and went back a couple times, just kind of touristy kind of stuff. And then my third album was getting some radio play over in Europe, and I got an invitation to play a show in Fiendam on a guy, Blueprint Radio, Thomas. How do you say his last name? Thomas something. Anyway, he invited me to do a song swap with a guy from the UK called Michael Weston King on his live radio thing. It was a radio thing, but it was a song swap in front of a live audience in this gymnasium. And it didn't pay much, but I thought, well, that's an invitation. So I booked a 3-month tour around that invitation.
Nice.
That led to the following summer
what year
invitations. This was 2012.
Okay.
So then that was the fall of 2012. That led to invitations to come and play in the summer of 2013. And then, at that point it was rolling. You go and you meet somebody, and, you should play this place, or we have this festival or whatever. So at that point it was just kind of on,
Yeah.
And I just love it. So I keep doing it. And with the music thing, one of the things that I think, I figured out in my old band a long time ago was that if you don't plan on going back somewhere, it's a glorified vacation.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I played in New York. And it's like, if that's what you want as an experience, cool. And New York's not the best example of it, because
I see what you're saying.
But, it's like gardening. If you plant a seed, you want to go water it. You want to tend to the plant. You know what I mean? And so if like when Catfish Whiskey, my old band, I booked us a 5-week tour out to the West Coast. We went all the way up north of Seattle. There was a place called Oak Harbor or something like this. Played like some sort of dolphin-themed bar, like 2 nights in a row. That was our northernest peak, and then back. And it was a great time. It almost destroyed everybody's relationship in the band, with their girlfriends as well, and with me and everybody else. We had a great time. We all even the guys that left with like patchy little nothing beards. We're all in our early 20s. My brother was 18 at the time, or 19. And me and one other guy were the only ones that could grow a proper beard.
Yeah.
And by the time we got off tour, like everybody's beards had started filling in. It was really funny. It was a nice thing. And anyway, but what I learned from that is, we had people for 2-3 years asking, "Hey, when are y'all coming back to Tacoma? When are y'all coming back to?" And it was just like, we're not, because everybody's girlfriend got mad. Trying to get everybody on a bus for 5 weeks to go do that again. And it wasn't just everybody's girlfriends. It was like one day, we went on like a hike. We were given some really cool stuff in Northern California. So we went on this nature hike and had the best time out in the woods, the big sequoias and everything. Yeah. But we were out of reception range. So when we come back into reception range, like everybody's phone blows up. They were convinced we were dead. Nobody had called their girlfriends in like 12 hours. Then they called my mother. They were like looking out, chartering flights. It was just like, we've been off the map for 18 hours, maybe. And like there was hysteria. And then, just like anytime you have work not delegated evenly, somebody's going to be irritated. Yeah. And that was me, because I've done a lot, and so then when people would complain about anything, I was like, "What are you complaining about? I spent months doing this." And so anyway, I was less chill, maybe. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff to go around, but we had a great time, actually. It's just I'm making a lot of jokes, but the point is, logistically it's very difficult.
Yeah, sure.
For me to go solo is way simpler. I have to organize with myself, which is not the easiest thing, but it's much easier than 5 other maniacs.
You love the camaraderie. Yeah. You like going places with people. I get that. And we talk about it, me and Megan, every time we go on a trip with other people. It's like, man, that didn't feel like a vacation.
No, you always spend more money.
Yeah.
You always spend more money. Yeah, but it's great. I love traveling with other people, and I love the band. But anyway, the point of all that was we just had a glorified vacation up there together. Where we almost killed each other, but we made it back. I almost killed everybody in the bus one night. Forest. Like coming around one of those curves, in somewhere in, I think it was Wyoming, and there were no signs telling you they were coming. And we'd been on a good, and the lights were terrible. Like this old 90s good time, like a Ford Econoline van, and the lights were all crusted over, and so I'm like, everybody's asleep, and we had, the back 2 rows of seats were out. It's like a 15-person van, And if we would have had any sort of accident, everybody would have been decapitated, like
Oh my God.
immediately.
Yeah.
It would have been everybody's dead. And anyway, I almost took us off a cliff. You know, everybody's sleeping in the back, and I was like, oh my God! All of a sudden, this just like, you know, and we got all this weight going. So I was over in the other lane, like, y'all don't know how close we all came. So there was a lot of things, but yeah. So, but anyway, we didn't get back. You know, we never made it back. So when I started going to Europe, and I was like, this is where I want to be spending a lot of this time.
Right.
Then it was like, okay, cool, it's worth it to do that. And I'm pretty footloose and fancy free. I had a dog at the time, it's for me, it's one of my very favorite things. If I had endless amounts of money, I'd travel.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So it's kind of like the lifestyle suits me very well, but it is a lot of logistical stuff, even for one person. But yeah, I love being emotional, love traveling overseas, and love traveling around the States, around Texas. One of my favorite places in the world to go is far west Texas, you know, Big Bend area and all that. So.
Yep. I'm right there with you. We did a trip back in April this year. We did the full circuit. We hit Big Bend and then Terlingua, of course, stayed a night there. Got to check out, is it Starlight?
Yeah, Starlight Theater.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to pretty decent food, nothing to really write home about. But
did you have the antelope strips?
I don't remember what I had. You know what I do remember? That bathroom.
Oh yeah, the little outdoor two-door outhouse.
My buddies, they're like, well, don't complain about that because, you know, that's the whole strip's bathroom. I'm like, yeah, but, you know, if I'm going to pay that much for a meal, that's their bathroom. I mean, they're responsible. I mean, if I'm having a $80 steak and that's their solution for a restroom, they're responsible for it. And it was something out of a nightmare. So anyway.
Oh, you must have been there on a bad day. I've never seen it that bad.
Could have been the worst day.
You might have been there on
really
the worst
bad.
day. Okay,
yeah.
You might have been there on the worst day. Yeah, I'm usually pretty impressed with the bathroom actually because it's like because it is everybody's. Because for those of you that don't know,
Terlingua has one restroom.
One bathroom, all Terlingua. For those of you that don't know, there's the porch, which Terlingua was an old mining town, and they were mining cinnabar there, which they were using to make
detonators.
Using detonators with mercury. That's what they were deriving, and mercury. And so it was a boom town, and the mining company was called the Chisos Mining Company. So that building that's like the porch is in front of, that's the old Chisos Mining general store. Or
I didn't know that. Okay.
And so everybody just gathers on that porch and plays guitar, but because for a long time it was a boom town, and then it went bust, and it was a ghost town. Yeah. Which is, they still call it that.
Yeah.
It's
Terlingua Ghost Town. That's what that little strip is. Yeah.
It's very lively. It's not really a ghost town anymore, but it was for a while, and and all these interesting characters just kind of kept gravitating there. And it's such a cool place. But that porch is kind of like the public forum. It's like the square, so many people gather there. So the fact that bathroom is actually still standing
it's really
is
something.
Actually pretty impressive.
Yeah. And it is.
They might be fighting with everything they have,
to keep it going.
That may be why the steak's $80.
Yeah. Well, and it is so remote. Like, you're not surprised whenever you see the prices on the menu. You're like, yeah, of course. It had to be trucked in here with the one truck that services this entire probably 10 zip codes,
Yeah, there's that, and there's also just the fact that it's to operate the way that those places do, it's there's not that many people that live there. No. So it's pretty much all tourism, and there's certain times of the year where you get tourism heavy, and other times it's kind of slow.
There's probably 3 months solid where there's just nobody there.
It gets, when it's really, really hot there, it gets a little bit sparser. Yeah. But I mean, I think my experience down there, and from what I hear from other people, is that the tourist industry is doing very, very well. It's increasing. It's less and less of a secret.
You've been down there recently, and you've seen all the star domes popping up all the improvements they're making around there. I mean, it is a tourist spot, a worldwide destination. We did a bad job of talking too much about it. Yeah, and people found it.
But it's so charming. I think it was Aiden Bubeck, bass player Aiden Bubeck. I don't know if you know Aiden. He's great. He plays with me a lot does the albums and stuff. But he described it as like Little House on the Prairie meets Mad Max. And I think
that's pretty accurate, man.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So we definitely did that, and we did stay in one of those California star domes, and because I guess that's what you do now, and then headed down. What is that one? Is it 170? that highway that skirts around the border towards Presidio.
I can't remember the name of it.
Anyway, it's a beautiful highway, great stretch of road, and you go to the state park and you get your state park passport stamped, and then you head on down and you see all the things, and eventually you make it to Presidio and had lunch there, and then made it up to Marfa that evening. And
okay, make the big loop.
Yeah, we stayed in Marfa for I think 2 or 3 nights, and we were out at oh crap, what's the name of that place? Help me out. El Cosmico.
Oh, El Cosmico. Right.
Yeah, and this is I think probably about right now is their last few months before they move.
That's right. Yep.
Which I think is crazy because they got that just badass stage out there. It's just,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not even a musician, but I sometimes I kind of think like a musician. I see those stages and I'm just like, you can't leave this here. You out of your mind? This is wonderful.
Well, maybe they're taking it with them. Who knows?
That'd be hard to break that thing down, but you could, I guess. It seems like it'd be more expensive to do that than to just build a new one.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Far West Texas, definitely one of my favorite locations, and it's everything from Big Bend all the way up to Marfa and that whole area, Big Springs. And
Alpine's a really cool place.
Alpine?
Yeah, I love Alpine. Cool stuff happening out in Marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did the Marfa Lights. You ever sat out there and seen any of that?
Last time I was out there, I looked, and I had never thought I'd seen it before.
Yeah.
The last time I was out there with a friend who lives out in Alpine, and I'd had a show at Planet Marfa, which was actually a lot of fun. It was one of the maybe the only time, but it was one of the first times in a very, very long time, if I've ever done it, where it was a solo show, but I had my electric guitars with me anyway, so I was just like, well, I'll just play all 3. Yeah. So I had my electric resonator, my Epiphone semi-hollow body, and my Taylor acoustic, and my amplifier for the electrics. And it was I just had so much fun with it. And then, so we were all buzzing and stuff, and we were driving back to Alpine. It was like, well, let's just stop. Anyway, I'm looking, and she was like, well, that's them. And I was like, well, I've seen that before. But I didn't think that was it. Because I've been told, like, when you see it, you'll be like, oh, my God. And she's like, well, sometimes it is crazy, but that's that's them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh. Me and Matt Tedder and Natalie saw those. That was when I first went out there to see them back in October, like 2021, 2022, something like that.
Yeah.
And 2021, I think. And I saw, and we were wondering then, and then I've stopped a few times after, and I've seen that, but I haven't seen how was your experience?
It's a little bit underwhelming, but, I mean, they're so far away that it's kind of hard to make out what it is, but the movement of the lights and the sporadicness, just the whole thing it's like, what is going on?
It is weird.
It's super strange. It is underwhelming. It wasn't like right up in your face or anything like that, but you look out onto the horizon and you see these lights jumping around, and you're like, I can't imagine what that might be.
Yeah.
There's just nothing that makes sense.
Well, and so many people have tried to either prove it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like what's out there, and they're not headlights.
No.
And if they're not headlights and they're not city lights and they come and go, what the hell are they?
Yeah.
So pretty interesting. There's ideas about gases and things, but it's just like, maybe,
Nothing's off the table for me, but it is a mystery. It's very
Bigfoot.
Strange. It could be Bigfoot out there.
Bubbles.
Yeah, blowing bubbles.
Blowing.
Dimitri.
How's it going?
Yeah. So whenever you make these trips overseas, you go, you make it worth your time. You're there for, what's the longest stint you've done recently?
Since the pandemic, I've been doing a lot shorter. So since the pandemic, probably about 6 weeks was the longest run. But prior to the pandemic,
that's really good. I mean, that you can break away and go for 6 weeks, and
you're
working the whole time.
I have no wife. I have no child. I have no. Yeah. I'm still a child myself. I'm like, I don't have any responsibilities.
Yeah.
Other than keeping myself fed.
Yeah.
Taking care of people I love and stuff. But yeah. So I've kind of, part of it's circumstance is chance, and part of it is choice. You know, and I've definitely kept my overhead low, and my. I have a place in Fort Worth that I'm very, very blessed to get to, a very low rent on. So it makes sense to be able to, I can do what I do and then not be worried, and have a base of operations without having to worry about how the hell am I going to pay this exorbitant amount of money, month to month.
But you do make it worth your time. I mean, the 6 weeks you're gone, you're gigging the whole time.
I'm gigging as much as possible. When you're in general, if you're not making money, you're spending it.
Right.
You know, and when you're on the roads, it can start piling up pretty quick when you're spending it.
Absolutely.
And the venues in Europe are really good, whether it's because this is just how Europe is, or because they know I'm from Texas and I'm coming from the outside in. It's very, very. It's the norm to get a place to stay.
Yeah.
Whereas in the States, under a certain level, which is not too low, it's like you don't even.
It's
It's
not
a
even,
joke to
yeah.
even think about, like a place to stay. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a gig.
Come
man.
here, you play, you leave.
Yeah. Don't you have a cousin in town or something? It's like,
You're here after midnight. We're calling the cops.
right. So so that, and then that adds up, of course. So if you're playing somewhere and you're getting a place to stay, great. If you're not, I mean, I got a lot of friends over in different places, and if I have a stretch of days off, I'll go stay with somebody for a while and go hang out or whatever I can. Or if I need to get work done, I'll just get like a cool hotel somewhere.
Yeah.
I leave my days that are open as much as I can. But yeah, that's the point. If you're going to go over there, if I'm going to be there, I might as well, work.
100%.
That's my.
Make more friends, plant more seeds.
That's it.
I want to give people a taste of your music.
Oh, okay.
We decided on A Brother.
A brother.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's. I wrote this from my brother.
And this is from his album Dusty Passports and Empty Beds, and
yeah, that was released last year and released last June.
But you got a new one coming out, and we'll need to talk about that when we get a little closer to it.
Neon John's being mastered now. That's the next one.
Excellent. All right,
yeah.
This is
A Brother.
A Brother from Dusty Roads,
Dusty Passports, and
Empty Beds. Nailed it. All right.
It's a wild world, brother. Yes, I saw the news today. I guess we've said it every day, but it's a wild world, brother. Just gets wilder every day. Just gets wilder every day. Hard to see how things might change for the better. It's a wild world, brother. And if it all goes to hell, we wind up in jail for not doing as we're told. At least we'll be standing with each other. Yeah, it's a wild world, brother. It's a wild world, brother. Yes, I saw the news today. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it's a wild world, brother. Probably always been this way. Probably just the human race. If the world's a stage and life's a play, it's probably always been this way. If they merge us with machines, we're blown to smithereens. And this life on earth is done. At least we'll have stood by each other. It's a wild this crazy world don't end. If somehow love and reason win. Just imagine our surprise as we smile at each other. Say it's a wild world, eh, brother? Yeah, then we'll laugh with each other. Say it's a wild world, eh, brother?
Keegan, McInroe, everybody. Sorry about that little blip there in the middle of the track. That was Mom calling.
Hey, Mom.
And apparently, whenever Mom calls, that takes priority and it shuts down the music.
As it should.
Yeah, for
As
sure,
it should.
100%. We'll call her back. We should call her back on the show. What do y'all say? No, that'd be awful. We're not gonna do it. Maggie, you quit it. So you were saying you're gonna start releasing singles probably towards the end of the year, and then full album release next year.
Just got done recording a new album out near Stephenville in the Melody Mountain Ranch studio with Ben Hussey engineering and basically co-producing and mixing, and it's being mastered now. Had Aiden Bubeck on bass, Grady Don Sandlin on drums, Morris Holdall on guitar, and Chris Watson on keys. All came out. We recorded the bulk of it, all those instruments, and most of my stuff was scratch, but the electric guitar stuff was keeper takes and stuff. And then, and for 9 songs in 3 days, and then did some overdubbing. And
It's a lot of work, brother.
it was a lot of work. It came together because they're pros, not because I am, and they're amazing. And but it did all go very smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
We got it all done. It was an ambitious goal, but it was the goal that my budget was allowing for.
Yeah.
So
it adds up.
It does. And you want to pay the musicians, you want to pay everybody what they're worth, which I can't do.
Right.
But you want to at least pay them enough to make it like worth their while, And of course, studio time and blah blah blah. So, but anyway, yeah, it's all went really well, and it's getting mastered right now, which is super exciting by a guy named Pete Marr over in the UK. And then we'll probably look at it's not really the best time for me to release music probably around the holidays, because there's so much stuff going on.
Right.
But we'll probably drop 1 or 2, November, December. Just to kind of ramp up. My idea at the moment is to release it on February 13th.
Okay.
It's an album full of romantic misadventure.
There you go.
Yeah, romantic misadventure there for Valentine's Day weekend. So I think it'll be quite appropriate to do it on the 13th. Not quite right.
Right.
Is how it should be. Not only is it Friday the 13th, it's the day before Valentine's Day. So it's not
perfect.
That's what the 13th should be, because we don't have a day of unlucky in love, really.
Yeah, for the folks that just don't have
we need
locked
a day
down
for
yet.
romantic misadventure.
Yeah.
February, Friday the 13th will be.
It's perfect.
That, in my mind, is what will happen. We'll see if that happens. I haven't set the date because I don't have the masters back yet, and I learned a long time ago, don't set things until you have the product already in hand.
Yeah.
You can get kind of upside down that way pretty quickly.
I'm big on that too. You try not to make promises you can't cover down on.
Right. Well, and just when something goes out from you, you may think, oh, this is going to be, a 2-day thing, and it ends up being 2 months somehow for some reason. Working with artists, working with music people, everybody's busy. Everybody has all these things, and then something else may come up that takes precedence that they have to go and do. Yeah. Or if you miss a studio day with somebody, it could be a month or 2 before they come back.
Booked up.
Yeah. So you just so that was why everything did go really smoothly on this, and so I expect that it will continue to go smoothly, but I haven't set any firm date. But yeah, the idea is release some singles as the year wanes, and then release the album February 13th, probably.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to bring this up because it's been just cooking my brain ever since 4th of July. But you know a lot of people around Texas and all over the world. But yeah, I got to talk about it.
Okay.
Do you know anybody down there that was affected by the flood?
Yeah. They're thankfully they're okay. But one of my good buddies from high school, he's in Kerrville, and I've been watching photos he posted and some just heartbreaking stuff. Of course, my mom was just down there volunteering for a few days in Center Point Hunt area. But yeah, I can't. Mom was talking about like she was doing different jobs, but a lot of people were just like, put me wherever I'm most needed.
Right.
But people were coming from all over the states, not just Texas. People that without connection, people that never been there, but just like by the hundreds and hundreds of people were there.
Yeah.
To just help. So that's nice to see, and restores a little bit of faith and hope in the middle of such an ugly, horrible, tragic thing. But we were talking about, people that had to go on search and rescue and things, and it's just like, or not rescue at this point, just search.
Right.
And recovery. And it's like, yeah, I'm not. If you had to, if we were in like a, some sort of situation where, yeah, of course. But, man, I don't have a disposition to see that kind of stuff. I couldn't even read stories. It was so heartbreaking. I would get like, I'd see the headline and I'd just be like crying, basically. I was like, I can't,
Yeah.
Which is obviously a place of, privilege to be able to be able to do that, to be able to look away. So yeah, but there's other jobs to do besides just, that. So, and it's all terribly, terribly sad. Yeah.
Yeah. That's been beating me up too. We do the morning show. So, I spend the first waking hours of my day going through headlines, trying to find stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't want to cover the same story all week long, but it's just the news channels completely shut down any kind of additional reporting, and it was all about Kerrville. So we talked about it all week. And then at the end of the week, the office lady where I work now, she had a card out, and she's like, Andrew, I need you to sign this. One of our longtime customers just lost their niece in the flood, and we're sending them a card.
Yeah.
And I lost it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I just came unglued, and this woman's only known me for about 3 weeks. I'm like, I'm sorry. So I walked away, signed it, and had to just go take a little breather. But it's one of the most tragic things that, I don't know, that I've witnessed in my life. It's just absolutely awful.
Yeah, being so close, it hits really close. Unfortunately, there's every day's news cycle has different horrible, awful things.
Oh, yeah.
That,
Right.
Some of which is like this kind of just like you can't. What are you going to do when the equivalent of like 2 days worth of Niagara Falls falls over a couple hours in this one place? I mean, it's like natural disaster stuff. Other stuff, humans do to each other. So yeah, it's like you when it's that close to where you're from, and you hear these stories of it's just it makes it very personal.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we're pretty good as humans about like shutting things out that are unpleasant, because we live in a nice insulated sort of bubble from a lot of the world's woes in a lot of ways. But then certain things happen, and you're like, yeah, well.
Kind of snaps you back to reality.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that,
It makes you face the reality.
Right.
A little more.
Yeah, 100%. Natural disasters happening all over the country, all over the world. And I don't know if it's just because it's in our backyard, but it seems like Texans really do show out whenever something like this affects a particular community inside of our borders. And, Louisiana, our neighbors, whenever they have issues down there, you see all sorts of people just loading up trucks and heading down there to help them out, too, from Texas. And it seems like as a community, as Texans, that we seem to, in my opinion, from what I've observed, we do take care of our neighbors. And I think that it's something that's not entirely unique, but the amount of support that we give our neighbors whenever there's an issue does seem to be spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's definitely a lot to be said for Southern hospitality. And, kind of, what is it, Texas the friendly way or something like that used to be on a sticker or something like that.
The Lone Star State. That's what I remember on the license plate.
Yeah, there was something about something the friendly way. It was like maybe it was with the "Don't mess with Texas" thing or something, or drive
friendly,
drive
the
Texas way
yeah.
or something. Maybe that was it. Drive friendly, which is not the Texas way.
Not around here.
Speaking of driving, I was driving between Fort Worth and Grapevine yesterday through mid city's hell.
Yeah.
And as everybody was just cutting me off and weaving and out, cutting everybody else off, and some people just like flying up onto what is stop traffic. Like, what are you doing?
I gotta get there. I gotta get there right now.
Get around these people. And I started thinking, like, what would be funny is if everybody's vehicles had like those scrolling LED screens of like pictures of them with like puppies, their puppy, their dog, their family, their mom, their kids.
Right.
And like, would that make you
humanize it a little?
Yeah, exactly. Because just right now, I want to murder you. Like what you just did makes me angry, and I want to kill you.
It's
so
insane.
If you could show me a picture of you and your grandmother, probably would cool me down a little bit.
Right.
And then maybe you wouldn't want to kill me if you saw me and my niece on the side of my truck, scrolling by as you were about to make some sort of dangerous, dumb maneuver. Anyway, I got sidetracked there. But yeah, the Texas way, the friendly way. Texans are friendly. Texans do help each other out. But that was one of the cool things about my mom was saying was like, it's people from all over the country that had no connection here, because she was doing a lot of the registering and giving paperwork for people to sign waivers and things of a lot of people that were coming in to volunteer.
Yeah.
Was one of the jobs she had. And it was just continuous, and people were from all over.
Yeah.
So it's, I think there's as sort of myopic as we can be in this country as far as like our focus, which is almost always in the States, and there's lots to be said about Americans and things and boisterousness and whatever, and there's reasons for stereotypes, of course.
Yeah.
But people they really do come together for each other. I mean, in the early days of the pandemic, before everything got really political and divided, like people were just like looking for any way to help.
Right.
There were so many like benefits and people.
That first week.
In town, that first week or
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Before humans started doing their thing again.
Yeah. Before
But
the
it was
media
really,
took control.
but it was really beautiful. Like in the immediate moment of somebody needing help, people come and they help.
Yeah.
And then if you have time to think too much about it and start
Well, I really do think it was.
People really do come together seemingly.
I really do think it was the big awful monster, the big media, because people's initial reaction was to see what they could do to help, and then it turned into posturing.
Yeah, I think. Well, and I mean, I don't know how much of it is just kind of a byproduct of something happening, and then other people feeling like, oh, we have to do something. We have to. Okay, so we're doing something now, and then some people being like, well, it doesn't make sense for me to do that. You better, then all of a sudden you have a problem because somebody is saying, I'm going to be the parent here, and then the other person's like, well,
you're not going to tell me what to do.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
You're not my daddy.
You're not my daddy. Get out of here. So I mean, like the minute that kind of stuff starts happening, you're going to have disagreements and things, and then if people start taking those disagreements, somebody's unwillingness very, very seriously, well, then you start having real, division and things
social
like that.
Issues.
But when it first happens, if you see somebody on the side of the road that's struggling, you stop and help.
Right.
You're not sitting there, excuse me, before I, help you get
What's
out of
your favorite
traffic
news
here.
channel?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How did you vote in the last city council election?
Let me see your
or
bumper
whatever?
stickers
Right,
real quick.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's nice. Humans, their first reaction, I think, is to be helpful and to be kind of heroic.
Yeah.
Like even people that wouldn't otherwise find themselves maybe like they wouldn't think they would do something, absolutely did things in that. You read stories that's just like, would this person think in this moment they would act like a total hero like that, or did that just instinctually happen?
Yeah.
And I imagine in a lot of cases it's just instinct that you just that's our first thing is love and help.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is to maybe start thinking too much. But yeah, it's been that part of it's been good, but yeah, terrible tragedy.
Well, here's a hard shift for you, but what do you got coming up in the next few weeks?
When does this air?
No, this will be out Friday.
Okay.
Friday or Saturday.
Okay. Well, if it's Friday night, I'm playing in the Stockyards at the basement bar with the trio.
Right on.
I'm playing around this weekend. Then I'm going to be out of town for a few weeks, driving my mom to North Carolina.
Okay.
She's retiring this year as the national sales director in Mary Kay.
Congratulations. Does she have the pink car?
She has had the pink cars for years and years and years.
That's awesome.
She's the last. So normally, if you're a director or consultant, and you get a car, I think it may have changed, but when I was growing up, it was a 2-year lease, basically what you're getting.
Yeah.
So it's a free car,
Yeah.
but they're not giving it to you. It's a 2-year lease, and then you earn it again, you get a new car, right?
Yeah.
When you're in a national, where she's at, like you can pick any line of Cadillac you want with whatever you want on it, and it's a 3-year thing.
Okay.
At 65, you have to retire, so she's retiring this year. And the last Cadillac they give you is a gift. You get to keep it.
Oh, wow.
But it can't be pink. So she's got a badass black Escalade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good job, Mom.
Yeah, good job, Mom. But well, anyway, so her last seminar, which is normally in Dallas, is going to be in North Carolina this year. I guess they're redoing the Dallas Convention Center or something.
Okay.
And so they had to find a new place, and it was kind of last minute, so they ended up in North Carolina. And so I'm going to drive my mom out there. It'll be about 10 days or so.
Okay.
And then that first weekend in August, I'll be around. I can't think off the top of my head of where I'm playing, but I'll be around DFW playing. And then mid-August, I head to Europe for a Europe tour.
Well, keep us posted because, we're always sharing your stuff. We
Yeah.
We love us some Keegan McInroe.
Yeah.
I got to ask you about North Carolina, though. What part are y'all going to be staying in?
Well, the seminar's happening in Charlotte.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to go see Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson and I think Raleigh.
How wild is it that
that
he's still
Sunday.
playing?
I love it so much.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I saw him, it must have been 5 years ago.
Yeah.
At the Dos Equis
Yeah.
over in Dallas.
Yeah.
And
Which one, Willie or Bob?
Willie,
Yeah.
sorry. And I think at the time he was 87, so he's 90-something now.
Yeah, he's not 92 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still playing.
Still doing the thing.
And
But real quick, just to finish what I'm doing, because there's something I wanted to get to. So then I'm going to Europe. I'll be back in like September, late September. I want to go to like the Southwest Folk Alliance regional thing in Austin. Got some shows and stuff around in October, doing a Tom Waits Halloween show October 31st. But in November, and that'll be at the Cicada.
okay. Oh, hell yeah.
Because I got to do my Tom Waits Halloween every 10 years. This is like 10 years or 11 years running or something like that. It's
Okay. Yeah.
So, but anyway, then in November, at the beginning of November, is the Fort Worth Songwriter Festival.
Excellent.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Is this going to be the big one?
Annual. It's the second annual.
Yeah.
So it's going to be we're still building it, talking about gardening. Last year we planted some really beautiful seeds and got some like super grow on them, and little sprouts already started popping off immediately. Last year was really lovely. I think this year will be obviously it's going to be really lovely.
Just
as well.
to go into depth with that a little bit. So Keegan and a lot of your homies,
Some homies.
started a 501c, and it's
Yeah.
the Fort Worth Singer-Songwriter
The Fort Worth Songwriter Foundation.
Songwriter Foundation. And I got to be at the inaugural one. Fort Worth Roots was there, and I was honored. And it's something that Fort Worth and the surrounding community needs. I'm watching it. We were talking about it before the show, but there's just so many things that are just folding up, and there's fewer and fewer places for local musicians to get an opportunity to flex, to do their thing, to perform their art, to get together with
Right.
other like-minded songwriters.
Yeah.
And so there's a vacuum there, and it's great that you and your friends are stepping in to make it happen.
Well, we kind of touched on it earlier, kind of like pandemic stuff and how divided everybody got. And I realized in the aftermath of that, like one of the things I really, really value is throwing a party and bringing people together. And I realized like it really like hit home when we were doing the Katie and Keegan and Friends every Sunday at Lola's used to be the trailer park.
Uh-huh.
We did that for about however many months that was. I think it was like every Sunday from June through October of 2021. And throwing those parties, bringing everybody together, I was like, I need to do more of this. So I kind of had started thinking about it at that time. But that's the idea is like, bring people together, strengthen, build community, give people, other people to talk, like-minded people that they can, try. If you're trying to do something in the music thing, whether it be as a songwriter or whatever, there are a lot of here. Fort Worth is a great resource. You do a great thing, like there are all these little things, and that's, I think it's so important, not just for an individual's mental health to have those kinds of things, but here in town as well. To kind of there's a lot of gaps that occurred post-pandemic, but even were happening before, and part of it is just like the way that people are consuming entertainment now. Like when we were growing up, if I wanted to see what was happening in the local music scene, I mean, I could read a paper or something, but really I had to get out in it.
Yeah.
And that's how I would find music around. Mm-hmm. But now, with all the various social media and everything else, a lot of people, they find their music that maybe they would never hear of before on SoundCloud or Spotify or whatever. And then this artist comes through, that has this underground following of like thousands and thousands of people in the area, plays one night at Tulips, it sells out, and then goes on along. But those people that are going out to that show, maybe not going out into the local scene anymore,
right? Because
they don't really have to. Now they can more easily. Oh, this really gets me off, and I can go see that on this date. They go out on that date, but they're not like in the scene.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, like you had to basically be in the scene, going to shows and things to find out what was happening.
Or you'd miss it.
Yeah, or you'd miss it, or you just I mean, you could read about it as well. Of course, there was the papers, and then there was the internet. I mean, like been around for a while. I just mean like there's been a shift.
Socially,
there's been a shift, and so like you can tell that the difference, especially in Fort Worth, in Austin. I was just down in Austin visiting Matt Tedder. And people really seem to still go out in like mass there.
Really? Okay.
And here it's like if one of these things was happening in a given night in Fort Worth, this would be pretty much where everybody was at.
Right.
Every once in a while you have a night where there's like several things popping off on the same night. But for the most part, especially within like a certain part of the scene, like that's where everybody's going to be. The scene's not really, and I think part of the idea is to try to grow it, obviously. But the scene's not like spilling out of the sides of the building at 4 or 5 different locations on a given night with the live music scene, not saying with the club or whatever. So that's one of the things that I would love to do is help provide another because there's already plenty, but provide another avenue to kind of help facilitate the growth of our scene and of our community and the relationships within that scene. So that's what the foundation wants to do, like year round. The Fort Worth Songwriter Festival is like kind of like the flagship event, the main celebration of it, and trying to get involved with a lot of different, local venues, obviously a lot of local songwriters and blah 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 to just do more of reinforcing that,
cultivating
thing.
that thing, yeah,
and then bringing a lot of great people from outside in, showing them like this is what we have, and also giving everybody a chance to kind of like network and different things with some folks from out of town that are great songwriters. So last year was awesome. I had such a great time. This year's looking great. We're about to release some names that we have booked is about to come out. Ticket sales are about to go online pretty soon, and all that'll be announced on our various social medias and website and all that. But yeah, that's probably. I mean, that's certainly where a lot of my time is going right now. So I have to talk about it because there's a lot. Submissions are still open. You can submit to play till July 27th.
Last year the festival was 3 days long. Are you going to do that to yourself again?
Yes. It's November 6th through the 9th.
Okay.
So, and we're going to very likely. There's things that happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday around town that are kind of songwriter-centric things. Okay. There's actually multiple things, of course.
Yeah.
What I kind of have in mind to do, because we go Thursday through Sunday, is to just kind of have a songwriter week where like I think David Tribble does the Coffee Collective on Monday mornings, so we have like somehow tie into that.
Used to do it on Fridays.
Tuesday, I think Tommy Luke used to do a thing here, or maybe he still does.
He does it every Tuesday.
Yeah, every Tuesday, and then at Magnolia Motor Lounge is their songwriter nights also on Tuesday.
So with Jacob
Wednesday,
Furr?
I think it's the Post now. They have a rotating host of that, and then the Post now on Wednesdays, and so Thursday is Cicada Songwriter Night. So we do have a lot of cool things that are already happening, and that's one of the things that hopefully we can do to be helpful with is just kind of help elevate awareness and shine some lights on some cool stuff that's already going on in
some
town.
existing ones. Yeah.
Because that's what sustains the scene.
Well, if you don't have anything,
week to week is what sustains it. It's not going to be sustained in an annual party.
It needs to happen continuously.
Yeah, you got to breathe life into it all the time.
Did you mention Wednesdays?
At the Post?
Is that the one you got scheduled? Is the Post?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't do
Well,
this.
no, I know, but as
Joseph
you were
Neville.
naming those off,
I think Wednesdays in the
Wednesdays?
post.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a new thing in the
well,
last
if
couple
there's
weeks.
another one to squeeze in there, Denver Williams does a really good
Yeah,
open
that's
mic
right.
on Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's right.
So
At
if you're looking for
Gusto's.
another one, yep,
Yep.
that's one of the best ones. It's Tuesdays here at McFly's, and then Wednesdays you take yourself over to Gusto's. So
And then take yourself right back.
right back
Right
to
back here.
right here, yeah.
Right here.
So whenever we do these live events,
Uh-huh.
these Tuesday nights, we always open up the microphone to people that have come here with a brand, a business, a band,
Oh, cool.
anything that they want to promote. I'm going to ask you guys to take the microphone to the stage away from this beastly speaker because it causes
That speaker ain't
unbelievable,
nobody's friend.
unbelievable feedback. So come on up here, grab the mic. We're going to do that. And then after we get done with the recording, I'll step outside and we'll do that little social media video with you guys that we do every week. So who's first? Don't be shy. It's always the first one. You gotta get it going. Gotta get it going.
And are we going to get to ask Keegan a question?
Oh yeah, let's start with that. And as you come up here, if you got a question for Keegan, make sure you
okay.
ask
Yeah, I
him.
do.
Okay.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Will Chandler. So you mentioned 9 songs in 3 days,
Yes, sir.
and you named the band.
We got the foundation and a lot of the trimmings done. I did go back and do some overdubbing in the days after those 3 days, but that was where the bulk of the work happened.
So those guys that recorded with you.
Oh no, sorry, not 3 days. 2 days. 2 days. Yeah.
So did you do a lot of pre-production with
No,
those guys?
unfortunately not. Not on this one. That was our intention, and then with the guys and gals that I normally play with, like everybody's in so many different projects. Trying to get everybody on the same day is hard, much less 2 days in a row, much less, So, so no. The short answer is no. We didn't get to do pre-production. I sent them demos and notes, but like a lot of those, one of those songs I just written, like a lot of those songs were basically demoed live together, and then like, okay, that's what we're gonna do. Let's do that now.
Right. So they're listening and recording.
Yes.
Basically, boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
And then are those guys actually going with you to Europe, or do you go by yourself?
I typically go by myself. I every once in a great while, I'll take somebody with me, but I typically go by myself. And then I have bands in different places around Europe. I have a great band based in Dresden, for instance, that I usually use when I'm in Germany. But I have bands in different places or duos or trios or whatever. If I need to put something together, it's a lot cheaper to work with locally sourced musicians.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd say you have now a sizable following in Europe.
Sizable's a relative term, right? Like enough where I can continue to go back there. I can continue to get paid. People continue to come see me. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
And I'd like to talk to you offline about the foundation.
Oh, okay.
And the festival.
Great. Yeah, please.
So, thanks for doing
It
this.
was Will, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Will
you, Will.
Chandler. So
Will, what's in your hand?
this is my book.
Oh, cool.
Andrew, that I wrote between December and April. It's called House of the Black Moon. It's the second time I'm promoting it now on Fort Worth Roots. A labor of love and a labor of necessity and a labor of giving. I've mentioned before that I'm donating 20% of my royalties from this book to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, which is now changing their name to Blood Cancer United.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it should be announced publicly very soon. And to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, because those are just two organizations that I feel very strongly about and that I feel are doing great work for the people that need it. So I actually do have copies here if anyone wants to buy one. And if not, you can just come talk to me about the book, and I'd love to discuss it with you.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Congrats on the book, man. That's great.
Thank
I can't seem to write anything longer than a short story.
I'd read that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're pretty funny, but I've been thinking I wanted to write a novel forever. I can't keep the thread going. So, way to go. And that's your second book, or your second?
That was my
Very first one. Oh, second time you're promoting it on here is what you said. Gotcha.
I'm writing a sequel right now.
Oh, cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dimitri King.
What's up, Dimitri?
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
It's good to see you again.
You too, buddy. Good to see you too.
So just so people know real quick, Dimitri, before I moved the operation out to Azle, Texas, Dimitri was with me every Tuesday for our morning show and is one of the biggest advocates for the Fort Worth Roots. And I appreciate you so much. And thank you for being here tonight.
Of course. So I'm the founder of a company called Market Match. What it is, it's a software platform that creates a fun way to do market research and surveys using swipe technology. So imagine Tinder, but for everything else. So that way you can match products, services, or any needs according to what your demand is.
Am I going to have better luck on this app than I have on
There's no ghosting.
Tinder? And the,
Yes. You won't get catfish
God almighty.
unless you want catfish.
I like that.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about, of course, my business. You can follow me on Instagram. It's marketmatch.app. I also am in a pitch contest on Thursday. That's a part of the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to pitch to get some funding for my business. That will be at the Artes de la Rosa Cultural Center. That will be at 6 o'clock. So if you want to come out and see what's going on in the industry in regards to new companies and entrepreneurs that come into this area, it'd be a great place to be.
Excellent. Thank you, man.
Cool,
of
man.
course.
Appreciate it. You hanging out for a minute?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay. We got one more? All right. Come on up. Welcome, welcome. Make sure and let everybody know your government name and where they can find you online.
Okay, my name is Deanne Stark, and on Instagram it's Deanne_RMS agent.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Deanne_RMS_agent.
Excellent.
I am with Real Merchant Services, and that is a credit card processing company, and we are American owned, and we pride ourselves in eliminating credit card processing fees for the business owner. There's so many high processing fees these days that are coming out of the business's pockets, and so we pride ourselves in putting it back into the owner's pocket. So anyway, I would appreciate reaching out. If y'all know any business owners, send them my way.
Is this your business?
No, actually,
Oh.
it's Bradley. Bradley and Phoebe, they own it. There's some other owners in it as well, but Bradley, he does Dropping Bombs
Does he?
podcast.
Oh, okay.
And he has some other. He's an entrepreneur.
Is that a local guy?
No, he's it's out of Vegas.
Okay.
And I am
Dropping bombs.
Dropping Bombs. You really need to check it out. He is a very he's one of those guys that's he tries to boost entrepreneurs, and so he's had several different different types of people on his podcast that he always tries to help boost their the people that boost followers and so forth. And he started this company, and he's figured out a way to eliminate processing fees for business owners.
Did you tell him you were going to come talk to us about his business out of Las Vegas on the Fort Worth Roots podcast?
No.
Well, you better tell him.
I will.
Because
I
he was
will.
supposed to be here.
But and he's actually had some local people on his podcast out of Decatur. Actually, our son Clay started
cool.
with Cactus Containers was on there anyway. But
Cool.
Real Merchant Services, awesome company for processing fees and anyway to handle all your credit card processing.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do we have anybody else? I think that looks like that's it. All right. Well, thank y'all very much. Keegan, you got anything else for these folks before we get out of here?
I guess you can just find me at KeeganMcInroe.com.
No, that's local. That's not from Vegas, is it?
Huh?
It's not from Vegas, is it?
Well, I have a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a traveling, rotating. Was it a VPN? Is that what I'm looking for? Is that the word I'm
Sure,
looking for?
yeah.
It's
Do you gig in Vegas?
yeah. Do I gig in Vegas?
It doesn't really seem like
Have
you're
I
seen
ever-
it all.
I mean, I'd totally be down to
Yeah.
gig in Vegas.
Why not?
Why not? But no, I don't think I ever have played in Vegas. Actually, I played in Flagstaff quite a bit when 2007 to 9 or 10. You know, I was doing a bit, but no, I haven't been on. Vegas gets me in trouble.
Yeah, man.
Who can afford to be in Vegas?
Dude, I've been
I can't.
twice, and both times I'm like, oh, I'm going to spend no money. I'm going to give myself $100 allotment at the tables, and I always spend
goes
$300
quick.
or $400. Yeah, because, it's too
Well,
fast.
I love old Vegas. You know, Fairmount.
the Strip.
Yeah. Fremont. Yeah. I love that area. That's kind of where I hang when I go down
It's
there.
so weird.
It's so much fun.
First
though.
time the
like being in
canopy
the-
area where
yeah.
they got the little squares. And
Yeah.
the one I'll never forget, I'm walking through there, and I guess, what do you do? Do they have to register to get their square, or do they just pick one? I don't know how
I
that
don't know.
works.
I don't know.
But you've got different artists, quote unquote, all over the place, and they have a square kind of taped off. And I don't know if they have to register, rent, how they got those spots. But one of the artists, I'm using air quotes here, was just an 80-year-old man, completely nude, standing there. And I'm like, what is this?
It's hot out there, man.
I guess, man, but wow. Okay, art.
I told you about that Catfish Whiskey tour. We all came back just like, even the hairy ones were hairier.
Yeah.
Came straight off that tour. My brother was like, we're going to Vegas for my 21st birthday. It's like, okay. So like a week after the tour, I show up in Vegas, dead of summer. It's like, June 27th or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
This enormous beard. I was the dumbest person in Vegas for. I didn't even think about shaving it. I just walked around. This like, oh God, it's like sand and concrete and sun.
Looking like you just ate a goat.
Well, I couldn't afford anything, so I just go into like the convenience store or whatever and buy like a 40 of Steel Reserve.
Yeah.
to
That's the move.
Get the bang for your buck, and then just sit out there like a hobo, like with everybody else, just like miserable.
Nobody threw you a
know?
dollar.
Nobody threw me a damn
Oh,
thing.
come on,
No.
man.
What was
Should have
really
got naked.
I know it. What was really funny about I did try to get my brother hooked up with this guy, this older man that was trying to hit on him, but he wasn't into it. But what was really funny is we go there for the 21st birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, every night that we were there, every day that we were there, we'd be hanging out daytime. We'd end up like at one end of the strip, and then we would buy a bottle of vodka or something.
Yeah.
Pass it back amongst us as we walked back to the hotel to get ready to go out at night. Every single night, every one of us fell asleep in the hotel room when we got back to that. We were all so just exhausted from the heat.
And walking, right?
And walking.
You walk so
and
much.
then walking and passing a bottle of vodka was what really probably did us in.
Yeah.
The last night, I finally, we napped again.
Mm-hmm.
But I woke up, went out, and got at the blackjack table. And did exactly what you're talking. Like,
That's my
It was
table.
one of those
Yeah.
tables where I went to the ATM machine.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just
the
like,
walk
oh,
of shame.
my
Yep.
God. Then I
I've
got
done
on an
it.
early flight back to Texas. I had a little bit of that California fun stuff on the way over there on the trip,
Yeah.
on the flight.
Uh-huh.
That was a trip. I was reading Johnny Cash's autobiography, Cash.
Mm-hmm.
Just pulsing with the rhythm of Johnny Cash there when I'm on the airplane,
That's a good trip.
It was a good trip.
Nice.
And I got my first flight. I got bumped off of, and called my brother. I said, "Yeah, man." I just got bumped off this flight. He's like, "Why do you sound so happy about it?" I was like, "I don't really care about much right now, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. We'll get there. I'll get there when I get there." And sure enough, I got on the next one. But anyway, yeah. So that wasn't what I wanted you to know, though. What I wanted you to know was KeeganMcInroe.com. You can find all the various links to the website, the dates. FWSongwriterFestival.org, O-R-G, for all the Fort Worth Songwriter Festival stuff. There's a link to the foundation there. If anybody's feeling generous, there's ways you can donate just for no reason other than, and what are we doing as a foundation? That was what I wanted to say. Right now, we're pretty heavily focused on just pulling off another festival.
Right.
So we haven't done as much as we'd like to. What I'm really wanting to do next year is have like a quarterly, one of the things that I would like to start doing that would be relatively low overhead. I would like to have like a quarterly songwriting workshop kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different artists around town that do them. Scott Copeland, Simon Flory, Jacob Furr,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of traveling artists that do them. We have somebody named Sarah. This is not out yet, but I'll go ahead and drop this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
Sarah McQuaid is going to be doing a performance on Friday, the 7th of November. And then on the 8th, the morning of the 8th, she's doing her songwriting workshop, which is basically telling stories through song.
Yeah.
Which will be really cool. And so anyway, I'd like to kind of have like a quarterly thing that's free to the public.
Yeah.
Networking opportunity, and also just get little bits of wisdom from the local songwriting community and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. But right now, all of what the foundation is doing is basically helping the festival try to get really up off the ground.
Yeah.
So we haven't been doing as much in the way of like public outreach kind of stuff, and I would love to eventually be able to send songwriters to cool songwriter camps in
Right.
Scotland or whatever, just have, because things that you wouldn't be able to do for yourself that would be a great experience. I mean, just traveling is fodder for song, much
Yeah.
less if you get to go and have an experience like that. So I want to help create experiences through these kinds of things, and then be a resource for people to be able to find other people to help them in whatever they need in the community. Anything else with that? I think that's
Well,
it.
and if people got confused with the details, just know that you can also find it on Fort Worth Roots. Anytime Keegan
Yeah.
sends us something, we're going to share it.
On
The
Instagram.
Fort Worth Songwriter Festival is going to be
November
something
6th through the 9th.
you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss
No,
this
it's
one.
good.
So I was there last year. It was incredible. I met so many great artists that were both local and abroad, and it was a
Yeah.
great experience.
And we want to talk about getting Fort Worth Roots more involved in the festival.
Yeah.
Like we kind of talked about like a podcast row, but I don't think we'd have to have a whole row. I think we could just have like a setup thing, and then
Yeah.
different podcasts could come into that space.
Right. Yeah, we had
And
talked
the
about
reception
that
would be really
last
cool,
year.
'cause it looks so
and-
great. He set up on the Thursday night with all his stuff. It looks so great. It made us feel official. It made it feel like
Yeah.
a festival.
And we were able to get tied into the ancient sound system too.
That's right.
It
Yeah.
took some doing, and we had to find the one guy that knew how to turn it
Yeah.
on. But we
did it.
and then we said a prayer over it.
Yeah.
And we rubbed our hands together.
Somebody lit a candle.
We got it to work.
We got it working, man.
So
yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
That'll
I'll
be part
need
of
to
it,
block
hopefully.
some
Yeah.
time off, and I probably won't be able to be there the entire time. But maybe if I could just block off some time every night of the festival and at least have it set up, leave it there, and then pop in whenever I am available to do the thing.
Or even have like other podcasts that,
Yeah,
that
if I
come in
can.
and have like dates like, or even morning stuff, just like a dedicated space that's all vibed out and people can put their
Yeah.
thing there and yours can stay there.
Or whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah. If they've got one, they can cover mine up. We'll figure out the
figure
details.
it out, but we got to talk about it because that would be cool too. So we're accepting submissions for artists, of course, as I mentioned, but also volunteers. Happy to take volunteers. If you're interested, we're going to have a market. So if you're a vendor or anything like that, we're accepting applications for vendors. All that at just contact at fwsongwriterfestival.org.
Yeah.
And I think that's everything. That's all my propaganda.
If it's not,
If
we'll,
it's not,
we'll make
just press
sure and
rewind and
but we'll make sure and put out as much information as you'll give me.
cool.
So,
Giving you all the
Keegan,
info.
brother, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you for
always
having
an
me, man. I
honor.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for being at McFly's on Tuesday night, and we will see you next week.